Stormy, how goes it? Welcome. Pugsy, welcome. How's it going? Wait, has the Splatfest not started yet, or what? Been years since you last doing a live stream. Well, welcome back. First rotation in open sucks. I mean, pretty much any map that's a default Splatoon 3 map is going to suck. Brine, water, and crap, like, yeah, absolute garbage. Okay, so Nintendo was just slow, like they always are. Jeez. Okay. Let's see. What we got? We're in second. Pretty close, but still in second. Yep, trash and trash. At least Big One has 0 points now. Okay, before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and do the gotcha machine, yada hoo ha, doo da da da, check the shops, all that good stuff. Okay. I don't really believe in any of that mumbo jumbo, but alrighty. DMs are up here. Jeez. Whoop. If Big Man wins this Splatfest, he'll be on a 5-win streak and tied with Shiver for having the longest one. I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of more so convinced that Splatfests are rigged. More than anything. Let's see what we got. Nothing new as per usual. Round white cushion. I'll buy another one of those so I can make a stack of them. Okay. So, if you were on the same team as I am, Team Land, you can join me. No need to send a friend request because we now have a pool system, which I will be using. That's still my last one, jeez. Land. It's about time Nintendo implemented the idea that I've been talking about. Land versus sea versus air. You're welcome for the idea, Nintendo. Okay, so I do not have any abilities on my Splatfesty currently, but that's mainly because I kind of want to get abilities normally, first off, and then scrub them and then put the abilities I prefer on it. And you know what? Let's start off with some of the new weapons. Let's see, I'm going to keep these shoes on. Whew. Okay, let me go ahead and pin the full name and password to the top of the tab real quick. Land. Kind of annoying how I can't. How I can't exactly put these two different things on a different level, because then it's gonna look like the pool name is land password, but it's not. The pool name is password. The pool name is Land. Let me pen that real quick. Okay, I'll send some invites out. If you are on Team Land, feel free to join. I really like the color for Team C. It's really nice looking. But I prefer traveling by land. Cool. Now we have a frigging stringer that has the Torp sub-weapon, and a Splatana that has the Torp sub-weapon. And we also have a stringer that has the Booyah Bomb special, along with a Splatana that has the Booyah Bomb special. We also have a stringer that has 10 missiles. We also have a Splatana that has 10 missiles. We also have a stringer that has the Ultra Stamp, and we have a Splatana that has the Ultra Stamp. Woo! Variety does not exist in this game. Jeez Louise. But guess what? Since Nintendo thought it'd be a good idea to give Curling Bomb to a Wiper, which is absolutely redundant, we now have a Wiper, or a Splatana that has Curling Bomb, and a Stringer that also has Curling Bombs. Seriously, they are just recycling the kits from the Splatanas and Wipers just constantly. There is no variety to be had with these new weapons. Matter of fact, let me see if I can. Jeez. Sub-weapon. Yep, Stringer, Splatana. Let's see what else is there. Auto Bombs. Stringer, Splatana with Auto Bombs. Whoop-de-doo-de-da. 10 missiles on a Wiper. Let's see, where is the other weapon that has it? Where's the friggin'... Oh yeah, this is by sub-weapon. There is like zero freaking variety with this game's kits. If they do make a Splatoon 4, the kit system just needs to go. It needs to go. It's outdated and it just doesn't... They just don't know how to make good kits at this point anymore. They pull kits out of hats. Either that or make it so that each weapon is given a selection of 3 sub-weapons and 3 special weapons, and you get to choose which of those 3 to use. Something like that. That would be nice. Why 3? Well, because the most kits of weapons had is 3 kits, so therefore that would only make sense. Like, jeez Louise. Like, for the splatter shot, obviously the selection of 3 sub-weapons would be either burst bombs, splat bombs, or suction bombs. As for special weapons, I don't know. Maybe Inkzuka, Splashdown, or... Let's bring something in from each game. From Splatoon 1, we can let it have the Ink Strike. From Splatoon 2, we can give it Splashdown. And from Splatoon 3, we can give it Trizuka. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ready up. Bleep. Yeah, that's first rotation. Jeez. The only good thing about Crab Leg is the background has Hagglefish Market in it. Well, the background in general. Everything else about the map sucks. The layout is terrible. Actually, run speed up would have been a little more helpful on this weapon than Kingsaber main. Greetings! Your screen has no effect on me. Got the typical base invader. Nothing new there. Imagine if Nintendo actually made it so that the reflector ricochets off of walls instead of just stopping on them. That'd be kind of cool. Instead of just halting in its tracks, it actually ricochets and keeps moving. So it'd be like a curling bomb, just in the form of a special weapon. Do I think this Splatfest won't be getting any more? I don't know. I would like this Splatfest to be the last one, because I'm just tired of playing this game. 3 years is all I'm willing to give it if Nintendo doesn't care to actually improve it. T. However, I am kind of expecting more third kits to come, because we still have Kent's weapons and Sheldon's picks to go. Yoink. Good job. Such a good special weapon, isn't it? Oh, this map sucks. Literally every Splatoon 3 map sucks. The only ones that are good are the ones that are returning that were hardly changed from their original counterparts. So that means the only two good maps in the game are Manta Maria and Urchin Underpass. Hagglefish Market is at least tolerable. But literally every other map in this game is not good. Almost a full year to get third kits. And there might be some more third kits coming, because we have yet to see any Kensa weapons or Sheldon's picks. Which of the two trash maps will we be getting next? Same one? Or other one? Other one. Yeah, if after 3 years this game is still the same game we've been playing day one, then I'm not gonna give it another year. No. Nintendo doesn't care to actually improve it within 3 years, actually make any real changes that actually make it feel like it's improved, then yeah, nah. Because it still feels like the same game we've been playing at launch. That's what the torp should do, anyway. Like, even if it gets shot down by an attack, it should still do the clutter. It should still do the cluster. Because that way it doesn't feel like it's just a waste of freaking 60% of your income. And here we go with the typical roller lag. Good job. Well-deserved spot on a hallway after that rewards emerald weapons. Jeez. Other than that, the gun is gonna so horrid. It's genuinely bad. That's as bad as my aim. Sunday should be fun. Should be a fun time. Should be. Splatfests are never enjoyable. Never in this game. Splatfests in this game have just been the worst experience of Splatfest in Splatoon. You get the sweatiest of sweats playing. People that abuse meta and abuse broken weapons that require nerfs. That Nintendo still hasn't nerfed because they clearly don't know how to balance weapons properly. From one Booyah Bomb weapon to another. Why? Because variety doesn't exist in this game. Seriously. How many times are we going to get the same sub-weapons and special weapons on the same weapon classes? Like, actually. Every Splatana and Stringer kit are just recycled off of one another. Same sub-weapons, same special weapons. There's no unique kits for them at all. Nintendo really did not care about these new weapons, did they? Jeez. And I'm kind of surprised they only made 2 new weapons instead of 3. You'd think they would have made a brand new one for Big Man, but instead they just say, nah, he don't mean sloshers. Like, okay. Well, if we're gonna say that dualies are a completely different weapon from shooters, then how about a dualie class for Splatanas, where they're 2 shorter blades that work kind of like Darth Maul's lightsaber. You can have 2 quicker, more nimble, shorter ranged, like blades, I guess. I don't know what you want to call them. Or you can change them so that you end up getting a blade that's similar to Darth Maul's lightsaber, where it's two-sided. It'll be a longer range and do a little more damage. Yoink. Do. So Nintendo, if you want to implement that idea into Splatoon 4, if you end up making a fourth game, you're welcome for the idea that I just came up with. Nice leg you got there, buddy. Of course, I'd make sure to give the Stamper a really good kit and just give the Wiper a mediocre one. Because Nintendo favoritism is in fact a thing. One, two, three, four. Okay, I'm gonna do one more match here, and then I'll reset the lobby. Oh, goody. A conch clash. Okay, so at least this match will actually kind of mean something, even though it's a mirror match. Fight for that one conch shell. Yay! Yoink. I'll take the double. special opinion. You ain't getting up here, buddy. Hit it again? Nobody's going up there. That's a nice lag you got there. Jeez. That Viper is lagging something fierce. Jeez, that Viper is lagging. Holy cow, dude. Are you playing at McDonald's or something? There was some hardcore lag going on in this lobby. Holy heck, dude. Are we serious with this? And Nintendo thinks that their online service is $80, is worth $80. No, Nintendo, your online service is so bad it should be free. Nintendo's offline is the worst of all online gaming services. It's so bad it should be free. That's how bad it is. But Nintendo only care about the money, so... Breaking news! Okay, next weapons. The worst of the stringers. Coolest looking though, but Nintendo ruined this by giving it angle shooter. Inkjet is alright, but not exactly the best special it could have gotten. I still think the Inkline Tri-Stringer is the best one, simply because of super jumps, despite the fact that it has sprinkler. Nah, if you're paying for the family plan with the Nintendo Online expansion, it's $80 a year, which is horridly overpriced. That is horridly overpriced. But those maps do suck a bit. Yeah, these maps just suck in general. The only original Splatoon 3 map that's really any decent at all is Hagglefish Market. And even then it has the same problems. Once you're pinned down, you're pinned down. Hagglefish Market is the only, at least, decent original Splatoon 3 map. I mean... I forget the name of the train station one already because I really don't care, but that one is okay-ish as well. The best part about that map is it actually visually looks like a Splatoon map. It doesn't look like it's in the middle of barren wasteland nowhere. Seriously, not only does the map layouts for these games suck, but the backgrounds suck. They're just in the middle of nowhere. Barren wastelands. Like, seriously, dude? Really? Have we gotten that lazy to just make the backgrounds nothing but, like, sand? Are we too lazy to implement some form of life going on in the background, such as moving cars or trees or clouds or anything like that? Yeah, we just have to have everything be completely freaking still. Jeez. The expansion pack is honestly worth the money at this point. GameCube games for free. The GameCube games are only for the Switch 2, which I don't think I'll be getting. Not until Nintendo realizes that we as consumers have the right to use the product that we buy, meaning that we own it, how we want to. Nintendo are just rotten. They want to, they flat out just are like, oh, you can buy it, but you don't own it, and if you do something we don't like, then we remove ability to use. Seriously, it's just rotten. I don't think I'll be getting a Switch 2. If Nintendo makes it so that they understand the fact that we as consumers have the right to do what we want with our product that we purchase, then I'll consider getting a Switch 2. And for them to make the GameCube library locked behind the Switch 2 specifically, that's again just another, form of, ooh, it's nostalgia, I gotta have it. Look, I have a GameCube right in front of me. I can play Luigi's Mansion on that just fine. I don't need the Switch 2 to play it, okay? I can play it right here on my GameCube. And guess what? I'm not paying an overpriced $450 and then some just to access it. Jeez. Not to mention that $450 is literally money stolen from you because you do not own the Switch 2 once you buy it, or any of the games for that matter. The Switch 2 is the most anti-consumer gaming console ever made, and it is the biggest scam in the gaming market. And Nintendo are officially the bad guys of the gaming industry. Get you started on the keycard thing? Yeah, exactly. It's not physical. 10 times battle. The other day that Outer Worlds 2 will be their first game to cost $80. Honestly, I don't mind if a game is at least $70, depending on the quality of the game, but if it's going to be one of those games that's released unfinished and they have the audacity to charge you that much for it, then yeah, no. Nuh-uh. As for Mario Kart World, yeah. That game is clearly unfinished. Clearly. It is lacking too much content, and it is not worth $80. And Nintendo's saying that they've been working on it for the past 8 years. That's a lie. I'm sorry. I might have believed that if you weren't milking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in the meantime. But that game does not have $80 worth of work, 8 years worth of work put into it. Absolutely not. There is no 200cc. And there's no kart customization. And the character roster is just laughable. It's oversaturated with some of the most random, nonsensical characters ever. Like Cataquack, Moo Moo. Freaking who is playing as those characters? Honestly. And why do the character freaking costumes take up their own individual slot? That makes no sense. It should be like Smash Brothers, where you select a character and then you choose the alternate costume. But I guess Nintendo's just trying to artificially make it look like the roster's big. Seriously, Mario Kart World is factually not $80. Not to mention it's a spin-off racing game with literally nothing new or innovative about it. Everything they're including in it has already been done in a previous racing game prior, or in another racing game made by a different company. Nintendo was just flat out stealing ideas now. Grella player doesn't know how to play Grella. supposed to stay behind the Gorilla Shield, not in front of it, City. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Just snipe me with your frickin'... Oh, I don't need to try a weapon because this is a hallway map. Good job, you're so good. Jeez. This game's map design favors backline weapons, 100% it does. And it's not a coincidence that once we get a map like Urchin Underpass, Chargers and Splatlings struggle. Why? Because that's an actual good designed Splatoon map. Meaning that Chargers and backliners need hallway maps to do good, otherwise they suck. That kind of just confirms it right there. Jeez. They gave us a 10 times battle when I'm using a weapon that is absolute garbage. Thank you, Nintendo fraud. Yeah, sorry if I'm being so pessimistic, but I can't stand this game. I really can't. The only reason I'm playing it right now is because I want to see it through. I started playing this game at launch, and I would like to see it till the end of its update cycle, but I do not enjoy playing this game at all. Like, at all. I don't enjoy playing this game. I'd enjoy it more if the maps were actual Splatoon maps and not maps made by people who lack brain capacity to gain the idea of, oh, there's ups and downs in Splatoon maps that take advantage of the unique movement system that Splatoon has to offer. Yeah. Instead, we're just gonna make flat hallway block maps. How fun. No depth, no brain capacity put into designing it whatsoever. Just put a square space down and then put a bunch of blocks on it. Maybe a few ramps. And there you have your Splatoon 3 maps. As for the weapon kits, yeah, clearly pulled out of hats. Literally going, okay, next weapon, ooh, stringer, okay. Now for the sub-weapon, what are we gonna get pulled out of this hat? Dang, such a skilled weapon, isn't it? Not needing to aim. Seriously, this map, this game's design in general is just the worst ever. The matchmaking is bad, the connections are bad, the weapon kits are bad, the weapon balance is bad, the map design is bad. Like everything about this game, I honestly have nothing good to say about it. Inkjet, can't wait to get shot down because this thing is a sitting duck. What's Anal Shooter gonna do for me? Literally nothing. there's no real synergy with this weapon or its kit right here. Like none whatsoever. Jeez. Worst part is, for the stream, I'm stuck with this horrid rotation because Nintendo wants them to take 2 hours. Nintendo should just make each rotation be 1 hour. Especially when it's rigged to give you this one map 95% of the time. Making it effectively so that there's only one map in each rotation. So yeah, each rotation should not be 2 hours. It should only be 1. That would add a little more variety. Okay, onto this atrociously unusable weapon, and onto one that's redundant because Curling Bomb. Look, I don't need Curling Bomb. Look, whoop. I can do this. Whoop. I don't need Curling Bomb. Whoop. But Nintendo are brain dead, brainless, brain rot, so they give it Curling Bomb. Whoop. Yeah. The only good thing about Curling Bomb is it's a lethal sub-weapon, but that's honestly about it. Why would I use a Curling Bomb when I can just use the main weapon's basic attack? Well, hey, Trizuka's fine, I guess, when it, doesn't fire a blank. Like, why is there a sweet spot in the middle of the 3 shots where you can just not take damage? You'd think the splash damage from the 3 surrounding shots would be enough to actually splat someone, right? But no, it just fires a blank, effectively. It's like Nintendo's like, oh, we're gonna have a solution for charger counter, but we're actually gonna make it not effective because we want chargers to be artificially good in this game. In the form of hallway map design, where they control the flow. Seriously. There is literally no thought process that went into this game at all. Literally just copy and paste. Yeah, at least the main weapon itself is good. Jeez. Please let this be the last Splatfest I have to freaking deal with. That's right, buddy. No, 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 no. Trust me, I would like to be more upbeat and positive about this game, but this game is literally just a good, clear indication of how lazy Nintendo has gotten. Copy and paste, as little effort as possible for as much money as possible. Nice leg you got there, buddy. This game is an exceptionally unenjoyable experience. mean, curling bombs are good for getting a little extra ink at the end of turbo matching as well, so. Beebity beebity boobity boobada boo. But yeah, at least currently bomb is Splatoon 2 representation. Meanwhile, Trizuka is technically Splatoon 1, even though this is literally an Inkzuka wannabe. The only thing better about the Trizuka is you can aim it upwards and over obstacles. The Inkzuka just fired straight, but you know what? I think I would still prefer that because at least it was more consistent with splatting. And it's just cooler. It's just cooler looking. Firing ink tornadoes is pretty darn cool. Hey, you wanna go up there? You wanna know the definition of insanity, my friend? Octopus, how you feel the splat is stupid freaking weekend? No, I'm pushing it. See, and there's the magical blank fire right there. I mean, geez, what do I do in this situation? I don't exactly have a poking tool. The only thing I can do is pull out the Trizuka, but there's no real backline weapon except the freaking Splatling. Rollers are still good in this game, are they? Jeez. No, they're not. They're absolute garbage. Get out of here. Jeez. Sigh, if only I had an actual sub-weapon that actually helps out with poking enemies, but no, I'm given a weapon that does literally what my main attack does. Nintendo really just did not care about these new weapons, did they? Splat Bomb would have been nice, Suction Bomb even would have been nice. Burst Bombs would be a bit redundant, but hey, at least I would have better means of actually pressuring people. But no, I get a freaking stupid curling bomb with this thing. making it so that the one I've been using on day one, the vanilla wiper, is still the best one. Therefore, wiper users had nothing to look forward to in terms of better weapon kits. That's making it so that this game is just a boring old pile of garbage. I'm sorry, but this game sucks. It really does. This game absolutely, totally freaking sucks. I don't like being negative. I really don't. I don't like being so pessimistic, but what is there good to say about this game? Other than they've brought back an actual good map that you hardly see in any rotations. Balance patches that do literally nothing for nobody. And everything they say in the balance patches, whenever it involves improving or fixing something, is always a lie, because they have not improved or fixed anything with this game. They just throw that in there to make it look like they actually did something. Jeez Louise. The only way they're gonna get me to play this game is if they bring back every map from the series, because literally any map from the previous two games are better than any of the Splatoon 3 default ones. But we all know how Nintendo's rotation works. They're gonna give you a trash Splatoon 3 map with an actual good Splatoon 1 or 2 map. Well, okay, Splatoon 2's maps weren't the best exactly, but they're far better than Splatoon 3's maps. But they're going to give you one Splatoon 3 trash map with either a good Splatoon 1 map or a mediocre Splatoon 2 map, and they're just going to make it so that you get nothing but the Splatoon 3 map the whole time. So, I don't think even that will help. Because, effectively, there's only one map in each rotation, because Nintendo gives you the same map over and 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 over again. And, of course, it's the worst map of the two. But hey, that's just Nintendo wanting to represent themselves. Garbage. Seriously, okay, if there is one good thing I can say about this game, it's mainly the story modes, even though side order is definitely not worth how much money it is when you get less content compared to Octo expansion. And literally the weakest story in the game so far, in the series. Seriously, so, I think Nintendo just forgot about side order. Like, they still haven't added any of the music from side order to their quarter-baked Switch music app. It's like they just forgot about it, because the only thing they were like about it was like, ooh, DLC money, go. Like, seriously. The order weapons are kind of lame as well. They're literally just paletless versions of the weapons. Again, I think that's just because Nintendo wanted an excuse not to have to do a little extra work to put a little bit of coloration on them. You know what I mean? It's a blank canvas, kind of like how this game is still currently. But yeah, I really would like to see the last Splatfest. I do not enjoy Splatfest in the slightest. It brings out the sweatiest of tryhards, and it just is a horrid experience. The only thing people care about doing in this game is winning, not actually having fun. Nope. Dino, no. Nope. Jeez, I would have gladly taken point sensor over frickin' angle shooter. Because even though that doesn't do any damage at all, it's a far more reliable sub-weapon. And a weapon like this, it really helps to have some kind of tracking tool. Gotta love how many unequal surfaces are in this game. In a game that's all about eating turf. But it's Nintendo. It's not like they actually know how to. It's not like they actually know their own games. You know, they factually do not know their own games. Hence why this one is just so bad. Do you get mad easily at this game? Yeah. A lot of people do. Nothing but disconnects and yada hoo ha, you get the picture. This game itself should have only been $30. That's how undercooked it was. If Nintendo can bring back every map in the series, that'd be nice. Because now we have a full new page that they can put a bunch of maps on. But the question is, are they going to? I don't know. Knowing Nintendo, probably not. I feel like the only reason they brought Urchin Underpass back was because that was the only way they're going to actually get people to play this game. Because not only is it nostalgic, but it's an actual good map. Not just in terms of layout, but design and background. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really do not like being so negative, but it's hard to think of anything good to say about this game. Other than the quality of life changes. Yeah, you think you're out stringing me? Nah. I've been using stringers since launch. And Vipers. Are any of them good? Vipers are actually pretty solid, but Stringers are definitely neglected in this game. Stringers are definitely the, yeah, just make new weapon, don't bother making it actually good kind of weapon. And to add insult to injury, let's just go ahead and make each one have a really bad hit. I'm aware that Nintendo recently made it so that Toxic Mist is no longer 55%. I think it's only 50% of your engine now, but that doesn't really make it any better. Splatfest happens, and you get nothing but bad games because you bring out the sweatiest of the sweats. People that just know life the heck out of this game and just use the scrubbiest tactics that available. Because all they do is care about winning and not actually having fun. Splatfest in this game are a joke. Please, no more Splatfest after this one. Splatfest and Splatoon 3 are the least enjoyable they have been in the entire series. Oh boy. One of the most useless special weapons in Turf Wars. Bubbles! Get out of here. The thing I like about the Empire duelies is that it's full-on Splatoon 2 representation. Curling bombs and triple splashdown. I effectively do not have a special weapon, because this literally does nothing for you in Turf Wars. Wow. Yeah, try hard, stay hard. Fall off the map, because that's what a tryhard would do. Oh boy. Once I get my Zipcaster, whatever will I do with it? Well, I'll tell you one thing, it's not any turf. Or do anything helpful. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the next maps for another freaking like hour or so because, yeah. I mean, what even are the next maps? Are they going to be any better? Let's see. Is the next rotation actually going to be any better, or is it going to be just as bad? I'm surprised we don't see Urchin Underpass as one of the first maps in this Splatfest rotation. Makes me wonder if Nintendo really did not want to include that map, but they had to just to get people to play because they're aware that the trash they made in this game is not good. Yeah, it's possible Nintendo just did not want to include Urchin Underpass because it's an actual good map, and Nintendo wants the maps in this game to be absolute horrid. Oh boy, Zipcaster, what am I going to do? Nothing that involves helping my team. I just get recalled, splatted because recall specials are stupid. Zipcaster, what am I gonna do with it? Nothing helpful. Except to zip in and get splatted. Yay. Yes, I'm using one main of Inkrez, and I'm still getting slow to a crawl. Nintendo 100% nerfed Inkrez in this game, making it near useless. It's pretty much placebo at this point. Inkrez does nothing for you at all. Yo! As if that's the only way they can actually get splat. Yeah, that's like the only way they can actually get splats is with that stupid, cheesy special weapon. I'm using one main of Inkrez and I'm still getting turned to stone in enemy ink. Inkrez is factual placebo. It does literally nothing for you. It literally doesn't do anything for you. Inkrez and Subrez are two of the most useless abilities in this game. They don't do jack. They are placebo. They are placebo. The most important abilities in this game are definitely ink efficiency, because as long as you can keep spamming your main and sub-weapons in hallway maps, you can win. If you can't do that, then you just lose. Ink efficiency is factually the most important abilities in this game. Subres and Incres don't do anything for anybody. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this game's coding is so backwards and just clearly untested that you actually take more damage in enemy ink with Incres. And take more damage from enemy sub-weapons with Subres. I wouldn't be surprised if the complete opposite happens. Because I have played games where I was not using Incres or Subres, and I swear, I have gotten out of situations where I otherwise would have gotten splatted. So you know what? I think Subres and Incres actually make you take more damage. I am fully convinced that that is the case. I am fully convinced that Incres and Subres actually make you take more damage. But now, on to a slightly better weapon. Nothing summer fun time about this Splatfest or this game. Splatoon 1 and 2 are summertime fun. This game, nah. This is like freaking barren wasteland. And even if a map does have a at least decent background, such as this one, the layout is still garbage. I don't understand why this is a heavyweight weapon when it has less range than the original frickin' stringer. So you think the decapitator would be a heavyweight, right? No, that's a lightweight or a midweight. Jeez. Bleep, 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 bleep. Instead of actually fixing the frickin' specials, let's just make them cheesy garbage. oh, I'm gonna be able to splat you from 10,000 light years away with the blast radius of it hitting the ground instead of actually fixing it so that it can actually splat people normally and be impermeable to attacks from the front like it was in Splatoon 2. Nintendo really does not know how to balance anything anymore. Nintendo really just does not know how to balance anything anymore. Instead of making the special weapons actually good, they're just cheesy. And if they get splats, it's because it's for the stupidest reasons. Seriously. Instead of actually fixing the roof slider, we're just gonna give it a blast radius the size of Jupiter! Cool. Instead of actually fixing the ultrasound, we're just gonna give it an effective AoE the size of Neptune! It's called lazy. I don't want it to actually fix the freaking weapons. It's just called making a lazy solution to make them cheesy instead of actually good. You know, 500,000 trillion billion shots later, I'm just saying they're still not splattered. Yeah. That's cool. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Here we go with cheese. Yeah, what was that? 5 hits and it still didn't splat? You know, 500,000 trillion billion shots later, and they finally get splatted. Hey, you want your stupid BS meta using nonsensical, cheesy, freaking special weapon? Go get it. I just bombard the thing with freaking pellets. I just want to get through the non-viable weapons so that I can finally use the actual viable weapons, because the only time I use these is during Splatfest, because the freshness tag isn't a thing. Seriously, the freshness tag is so stupid. Please remove it from the game. The freshness take is so freaking stupid. Remove it from the game, please. Jeez. Oh boy. Another inkjet weapon. Boink. Doink. Boink. Doink. Boink. 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 Do 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 do. Let's get screwed over by tryhards. Let's who still have yet to shower or bathe, whatever they prefer. Yep, there's the. I will just let the game play itself for me. Brush. Yay. I get a special weapon that does no damage. Super fun. Whee. Blink. Seriously, why does this thing have a splash ball? Nintendo thinks splash balls should only be reserved for short range weapons. Because Nintendo are brainless, brain dead, brain rot. It would be nice if this was the last Splatfest of this game. Splatfests are just so dumb in this game. There's no point to them. Splatfests in this game are just lame. Very unenjoyable, just nothing but. So freaking dumb. Splatfests not good in this game. These are the worst that Splatfests have been in the entire series. What is the next rotation? Gonna have to check next time. Wow, it's the other map. Whoa, wait. What a rarity to get both maps in one rotation. This game is double. Oh look, it's the I have literally zero skill whatsoever weapon. That's one way to cancel a triple splashdown. So much skill. So much skill. But hey, Nintendo made sure that weapon was OP because it's a favorite of theirs. And Nintendo favoritism is 100% factually a thing. 100% is. Nice. Too bad this weapon can't do stuff like that consistently. Overall splatter. Number one enemy splatter. Aren't those kind of the same thing? You're out of ideas for titles? You have to literally reword titles now, huh? Ink recovery up is helpful. After all, it's an ink efficiency ability. In the game where doing nothing but spamming your sub-weapon is viable. Because that's called fun, apparently. What is the next rotation, I wonder? Actually, one second. What is the pro? Because I have yet to do some pro matches. I'll do those after the stream. Jeez Louise. Oh boy, here we go. One of the worst weapons plus weapon kits in the game. Here we go. Seriously, what in the heck Who was on what when they made this weapon kit? Again, Splash Ball on a freaking short-range weapon. With Cheese Slider. Who was on what when they made this kit? There is literally zero synergy between anything this kit has. Ding ding. Ding 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 ding. Yeah. Despite the fact that they were like super close within the radius, they still survived. Yeah, that's okay. Nintendo can give literally everyone else who plays this game extra health. Yeah, everyone else in the game can have 200 HP while I'm stuck with just 50. That's fine. There's one of the most brain-dead weapons in the game right there. The Octobrush. The autopilot weapon. I will literally let the game play itself for me, because all I gotta do is press ZR and I win. Splash Ball does a lot to help this weapon, doesn't it? Yeah, Ink Res is placebo. It's literally does nothing. A weapon that does as little damage as that. I'm around the corner with one main of Ink Res and I still get splattered in one bullet. Why? Because Nintendo gives everyone else damage up when I'm stuck with damage down. Why? Because this game sucks. There's not one good thing I can say about it, other than the quality of life changes. Yeah, Ink Res is placebo. Don't use it. Don't even use what the competitive scene calls the optimal amount for it, as in 2 subs. Don't use it at all. It's a waste of an ability slot. It does nothing for you. I'm running one main of it, and I get splattered that quickly by a low damage weapon. Oh, no. Ink Res does nothing for you. I'm sorry. Ink Res is placebo, and so is Sub-Res. Both of those abilities are completely useless. Don't use them. Don't use them, they're a waste. Stick with the efficiency abilities. The more you can use your main and sub weapons, the more you have a better chance of winning then. Stick with Ink Saver main, Ink Saver sub, and Ink Recovery up. Those are like the only 3 viable abilities in this game. Well, no, I mean Special Savers help. Special Savers really helpful. Losing less of your special weapon when you get splattered all the time because of how trash the maps are is really helpful. Joshua, how goes it? Yay! Mirror Mawaiouch! With no Conch Clash to speak of. Meaning this is a waste of everyone's time. Much like this game in general. It's going good? Good to hear. This game at this point is just a waste of everyone's valuable time, energy, and money. Pew 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 pew! Give me my cheese slider. Whatever will I do with this weapon, other than rushing and get splattered immediately afterwards, I have no idea. Okay, cool. McQueen. Ka-chow. Good luck with this battle. It doesn't matter because it's a waste of time. It's a mirror match, so. We shall put up a splash wall. Mirror matches are a waste of time. There's a reason people literally leave the game when they get a mirror match. Because they do nothing for anybody. That's a nice leg you got there. This game is a waste of everyone's valuable time in the game. Oh, you want a basin, baby? You want a basin, baby? You want a basin, baby? Yeah, Squid Party mirror matches, honestly. I don't know. I still kind of play because that's what I'm on here to do, is to actually play. Okay, now let's try even another weapon that's slightly better, but boring as heck to play. Yep, we have a Splatana and a Stringer with Toxic Mist. Because Nintendo keeps recycling Stringer and Splatana kits left and right. I can't wait for the third kit of the Decapitator to get Sprinkler. Hold on, I'm winning. Thank you. Even though it didn't do anything. can't wait for the third Wellstring kit to get curling bombs. Let's see, maybe the third decapitator will get... I don't know. Maybe Reef Slider. Speaking of Reef Slider. Ooh, they are lagging. And the third Wellstring kit will get Crab Tank. And a Jod. Yoink. Yoink. Given a special weapon, the blast radius the size of Jupiter is not how you fix it, Nintendo. That's just lazy fixing. What you need to do is get rid of the problem that everyone is complaining about, the end lag. But apparently it takes a rocket scientist to get that through to Nintendo, so... Jeez. Even though it isn't rocket science, it's a simple fix. And then for the frickin' Ultra Stamp, all you gotta do is make it so that it's invincible in the front, instead of giving it a AoE effect the size of Neptune. Seriously, Nintendo just has the laziest fixes for special weapons that need buffs in this game. It's insane. Instead of actually making them good, they just make them cheesy. See? If that was how it actually worked, then that'd be good. That'd be nice. The lag demonstrated how the Reef Slider should work, so good job, Nintendo. You make the lag do a better job than you do. I mean, I think it still should be, you know, somewhat punishable, but not to how punishable it is currently. Thank you. If you are on Team Land, you can join if you'd like to. Dang. Okay, so after this next match, I'll reset the lobby so you can join if you'd like to. And but I also want to see what the next rotation is. Not that it matters, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of pro after stream, just to get some pro clout. Every little bit helps. Vape out. Out. What were you expecting to happen there? Good job. Vape out. If I had my special weapon, that'd be nice. You're all welcome. What the? Jeez. Oh, you want to go that way? Yeah. Nope. You're staying active, my friend. Number 1 server jump spot. Thank you, Joshua. Okay, I'll reset the lobby so you can join if you'd like to. Okay, full name and password I pinned to the top of the chat. Who won 10 times back? Oh. Ooh, nice. Okay, real quick. Next is a lot better than this one, but still incredibly mid. Can I grab your dinner real quick? Alrighty. Okay, let me switch weapons. Okay, slightly better. Next map change looks pretty good. It's a whole lot better than the one we currently have. The least Nintendo can do is make the tricolor map the Urchin Underpass. Though we can see how they butcher that map. For tricolor. I really like how we finally get the burst ones on the splatter shot, but I don't really care much for Cracked Royale, if I'm being honest. I feel like that special kind of just slows the pace of the game down, because of how bad the end lag is with it. It's like supposed to be an aggressive special, so clearly the Ember Splatshot is for an aggressive playstyle, which I like, but dude, it is so punishable. Back with your dinner. Nice. Okay, I'll send the invite out a few more times, and then we can get started. Ten-ton missiles. Pretty cool how they're not actually missiles that are flying from those whatchamacallits. It's literally soda cans. Or bottles, rather. They're like the glass soda bottles. That's kind of cool. No, 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 no. Why aren't the big dummies in the back the third color? Where's the people? Agent, SOS, people. The next rotation starts in literally 2 minutes, so we're gonna do one more of this rotation, and then we're gonna actually have some better maps, finally. Jeez Louise. Still not the best maps, but they're a whole lot better than these two. Oh, goody. Let's see the respawn punisher, shall we? Ow. Well, guess what? I have tender missiles, so I'm going to be targeting the heck out of these chargers. Hey, you. Yeah, move. Use the controller, use the control stick. Actually move around the map. Yeah. Eat it. Chargers. I got something for you. Fuck it, there we go. How did I live? Jeez. I'm actually surprised that forward didn't splat me right there. Jeez. That attack was right on top of me. Boom. Boom. Oh, charges. I got to run. Come and get me, big boy. I saw you. You ain't hiding from me. Have fun in our base, I'll be right with you. Or rather, my tentacle missiles will. Whatever you did in the base will be undone. bright and blue yellow. Jeez. Kind of reminds me of this bathtub toy that I have. Little blue and yellow plastic little boat. Level up. Okay. Better maps. Still not the best though. Yeah, we did pretty good that match. Jeez. Any kind of displacement special, I really welcome in this game because of how overly bad the maps are for backline weapons. Eeltail and Sturgeon. Not the best, but a whole lot better than what we previously were doing. Okay, feel free to rejoin if you'd like to. Boink. Okay, just in case there's someone lurking here who'd like to join, I'll go ahead and send out an invite. Missiles! Prepare for some soda. I don't know, given how Tactical is already on the Tri-Slosher, maybe Soda Slosher can have 10 missiles because they are glass soda bottles. So that could still work. But they absolutely need to make sure it gets Fizzy Bomb. Feels good to play Splatfest again. I don't know. I never enjoy Splatfest in this game. The only one I really enjoyed was the Zelda one, and the Final Fest was alright, mainly just because of the, you know, the venue, but that's pretty much it. And to think those are the two Splatfests, we got that something that would be the closest thing to a shifty station in this game. Seriously, so much more time and effort went into Splatoon 2 than this game. I'd argue more effort went into Splatoon 1 than this one. Yeah, it didn't have as much content, but the content that we did get was of really good quality, so that made up for it. More content doesn't mean better. If the content that we get is not that good, then it doesn't matter how much content we get. Quality over quantity is more important. You can have a whole lot less content, but the content that's there can be really, really good. Oh boy, who's gonna DC Nintendo? I don't know. If Nintendo does make a fourth Splatoon game, I'm not too sure. Given how this one went, I'm not too excited. This freaking... Exactly. My sentiments, exactly. If this is how Splatoon 3 is, then I don't think I'll bother with Splatoon 4. Jeez. Gonna go another match with this, and then I'm gonna do another match, 2 matches with the Stamper. I need to scoot this back a bit. Jeez. Wow, same people. There's no one playing this game. It's It's not hard to see why. Yahoo! Come on over. You got tinted missiles? Guess what? So do I. But mine actually work. Seriously, even when the trope gets shot down, it needs to do that cluster thing. That way it doesn't feel like a waste of 60% of your range. Yoink. Yeah, darn it. Ouch. Meanwhile, the Splatshot Pro is getting splat bombs and 10 missiles. Maybe it can be a little more offensive. Oh, where the heck was everybody? Jeez. Okay, time for the Stamper. Not too excited because it's got Zipcaster, one of the most useless abilities in a turf war. And that's all 3 ability slots. Pink Res. From what I'm experiencing, completely freaking useless. Okay, I'll do 2 more matches, then I'll reset the room, and I'm actually gonna scrub my ability slots and put abilities I actually want on my Splatfest tee. Ah, crap, I should have put the studio headphones on. Run speed up does literally nothing for Splatanas. It would be nice if it at least increased the strafing speed when you're holding a charge slash. A 2-win streak. Oh boy. Oh goody. I mean, technically so are we. We're just in between 2 different rotations. Do one more match and then I gotta leave. Okay. No, you're fine. Thanks for joining, though. guess the best I could do with this is just get into the enemy base and ink their turf. I guess in a turf war, that's the best thing you can do with the Zip Castle. You can into the enemy base itself and start inking their turf. One main and 2 steps of Ink Rose and I'm still turned to stone when I step it into the ink. I swear. Ink Rose does nothing for you. Nintendo nerfed the ability into absolute oblivion. Gladios. Excuse me, what? You should not be alive, buddy. Nintendo was lying about that one. Good job. Now can you get a splat with your main weapon? The answer is no. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Get out of here. Good job. Yeah. Special power up. Not sure what good that's gonna do me, honestly. Let me go ahead and scrub the abilities on my Splatfest and put abilities that I actually like on him. Oi, chum! Okay, given my current abilities, I'm just gonna go ahead and do no. Give me that. Give me this. And give me this. Uh-oh, doggos. Okay, there. Jeez. Okay, let me see. Ooh, Team Land just went up 100 times. Who we got? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change my headphones real quick, and then we can do another match real quick. 9-0-0-8. And then I think I'm just going to do another few more matches after this one. And then probably call it a stream there. Invitations going out. Let me just really quickly check something. Yes, I gotta do one more match with this weapon. Doo-doo-doo. Actually, gonna go ahead and ready up. Been streaming for a little over 2 hours. Heck, I might go 3 hours, given how I won't be playing this at all tomorrow. Just to get a little extra boost. The Angela wants to join? Alrighty. Let me cancel. Invitation. I really like the colors for C. It's really nice looking. But, yeah, land is my preferred method of travel. While air will definitely get you to where you want to go the quickest. I don't know. There we go. Let's do it. Here's the crew. Here's the pitch. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go 3 hours this stream. Then I'll do a little bit of pro off stream, and then I'll pretty much be done with Splatfest for today. Ooh. Hey, I sniped you. I sniped you. Jeez, surprised that went in my favor. Out of there. Oh, I could have taken him out right there. Oh, I don't like these all specials at all. That was the last cause. You only won 2 hours and lost 200 times. Well, let's see how my matches go. Probably not much better. That's a nice leg you got there, Doolies. You like zip zooming around all over the place without using the back row, but instead bad connections. Yep. The only part that matters in turf wars are the last 3 seconds. What you do during the first 2 hours and 57 seconds don't matter. The only part that matters in turf war are the last 3 seconds. First 2 minutes and 57 seconds don't mean anything. But at the same time, given how that was in the Splatoon map, yeah, it kind of makes sense that they'd make a comeback because it's a decently designed map compared to Splatoon 3's where nobody can make a comeback if you're pinned down. Like, it's time for the best tri-stringer. Tap. Wee. Can be helpful, I guess. Especially on a map with no winkable surfaces. Which is 90% of the maps in this game. Froggy! Typical 0 IQ play of a base invader. Bleep, bleep. Yes, oversized sponge box because Nintendo needs to make sure that freaking get in the way of everything we do. Nintendo needs to make sure everything obstructs everything you do in this game. Yuck. Boom. Be nice if the treasure actually did damage, you know. Okay. Just a few more matches and I'm calling it a stream. Da-da, do-da-da-do, boo-boo. Next up, mediocre at best. Do not need run speed up with this thing. Depending on the map we get, the squid beacons may or may not be helpful. at least 10 missiles. If this thing had at least flat bombs, it'd be perfect. But squid beacons? Not sure who was on what when they made that decision. Guess I'll put a squid beacon in here. Get out of here. This game sucks. This game sucks. Ding ding. Let's go already. Oh, welcome, Angela. New here? Well, welcome aboard. Let's do this. So we go from having a map that actually will make squid beacons somewhat useless to a map that will make squid beacons completely useless. Yes. Really weird. There is a good spot for beacons, I guess. Right here is a decent spot. Nope, it's destroyed immediately by frickin' killer whale. Surprise! Oh, woo! Okay, that was stupid. I place the squid beacon down when spotting some baby cats. Just going to allow them to know where they are. Just sucks they introduced one of the coolest weapons in the series in my least favorite game. But hey, I kind of like the up a little better anyway. The splash shots are good too. Okay, squid beacon right here then. Remember, everyone, utilize my beacons. for. Dismissive dismissal. As said by Off the Hook, that's what we call firing 10 missiles at the last seconds of a turf war match are called. Dismissive dismissal. Okay. One more match with this weapon, and I'll switch in weapons. Bleep. Oof, okay. It's getting a little warm up in here. Okay, I think I know a few good spots for beacons on the stage. Right here being one of them. Yeah, rickrolled. All four. Okay, that spot could work for missiles. See ya. That's a console spot, remember? Let's get you out of here. Again, such a cheesy stuff to give to missiles. Man, that's a lie. Okay, now for a pretty trashy weapon. Oh boy, here we go. Freaking vanilla trash ringer. Oh boy. Tried to switch to run speed up, but that's okay. Beep-a-dee-beep. Let's go. Nice leg you got there, Dapples. Oh yes, abuse the meta. Oh, you're so smart. When in fact that means you're the complete opposite. It would be nice if the stringer actually did damage, you know? But unfortunately he doesn't. He just takes me through my Oh wow. Rare footage of the stringer actually doing something. More rare footage of the stringer actually doing something. This weapon literally equals AFK. You do like no damage. And a killer whale, definitely the worst displacement special in the game. People can moonwalk and avoid it, no problem. As for Toxic Mist, again, does quite literally nothing. This weapon practically has no kit or way of actual dealing damage. I'm just gonna do 2 more matches after this one, then I'll call it a stream there. Look. I'm trying to see how can we answer the match. It'll be fine, yeah. Just want to try to use on this pacifist weapon. Seriously, this weapon is a pacifist weapon. It does 0 damage. It doesn't even have a kit. That did not... Okay, yeah. This weapon does 0 damage. This weapon literally does not do any damage whatsoever. No way were they still alive after that. They got hit like 4 frickin' times by this thing. This weapon does literally 0 damage. Spike, welcome. How's it going? Yeah. Let's stop using this weapon because it literally does 0 damage and literally does not have a kit. Nintendo really did not care for this tri-stringer weapons at all, did they? Making sure it's outclassed at everything, and the weapon, the 3 kits that it has are absolutely abysmal. Abysmal! Okay, onto this weapon. A weapon that at least has a sub and special combo. Real fun. The special weapon is Garbo, but whatever. Just yeet the frickin' thing. Just yeet it. Yeet it. booyah bomb spammers, and a triple splashdown. Cool. And a crack. And this is going to be a rough fight. Take it. What were they doing? Yoink. I'll be patrolling this area. Did I serve as an adequate distraction? Uh-oh, DC on our team. Good. Thank you, Nintendo, for being the biggest frauds of the gaming industry. See ya. Thank you, Nintendo, for being the biggest frauds of the gaming industry. Got disconnected? Yep. Courtesy of Nintendo. Or as I like to call him, Nintendo fraud. Okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and do one more quick match and then call it a stream. Thank you, Nintendo. Boink. Ding ding. Cheese love alert. Cheesiest weapon in the game? Cheesiest splats you can get. The Torb needs to be able to do the cluster thing even after getting shot down. Guys are right past me. Yay. Invading. Oh, you're not trying to stop me? Well, you can. Sorry. Get wrecked. Get absolutely destroyed. Jeez. Yep, this is still the best freaking wiper in the game. This is still the best wiper in the game, hands down. It's got a poking tool, even though it may be lackluster, but if you roll it, it combos into the main weapon's vertical attack. After the cheesy Ultra Stamp buff, it actually can work a little better than Trizuka. Silver. Yeah, for this game, I want to say this is definitely my main weapon. It's such a cool weapon. It's so freaking cool. The only reason I don't use it that much at all is because the stupid, nonsensical, completely unnecessary didn't need to be added for a freaking freshness flag. Because I want to keep it at a high freshness level, because Nintendo just want to discourage people from using their favorite weapons. Nintendo want to discourage people from playing their games in general. Isn't that right, Nintendo fraud? Isn't that right, Nintendo fraud? Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a stream right here. So with that being said, the reason I'm streaming today is because I'm gonna be going to a friend's birthday party tomorrow, so I won't be streaming this tomorrow. However, I will be streaming this again on Sunday with Subspace. We'll be doing a one-on-one collab, so yeah, but with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a stream right here. With that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you all had fun. Where the heck are all the characters? Right there. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of pro matches off stream Maybe just like hit 8 or 10 of them. Probably just 8 because I don't want to play this longer than I have to. Then I'm pretty much done for Splatfest for today. Cheers, Louise. But anywho's, yeah. Calling it a stream here. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope y'all had fun. I'll see you on Sunday for my one-on-one collab with Sis King, and to wrap up this Summerfest. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope y'all had fun. Until next time, have a good rest of your day, afternoon, evening, or night. Ooh, that's pretty. The decorations are nice. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everybody.